Jerome Powell. Okay? I know. Everybody wants to hear this, dude. I'm putting him on mute. I'm going to take him off the screen. All right. I'm going to give you guys a little truth here. Just a little. I'm going to go to work. Yeah, Jerome Powell, I got to go to work. And so I took down some notes. And before I go over them step by step, I have no idea what I'm going to say. You guys know the way this works. I rant, sure. But while I rant, I'm also a purveyor of information for months and months and months. So we'll start off with this. Jerome Powell, this message is for you. Enjoy the live stream. Enjoy all the info. Jerome Powell, good morning. I see you're tap dancing on the scene. Your nickname should be Fred Astaire at this point. You are dancing and stumbling across every answer that comes, but you pinpoint things so well. For a guy who just got reelected last year, and was it this year, actually? It was May, right? He got reelected. But that's not until you actually started easing into this raising of the rates, which 18 months ago you said it started inflation. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have a job if you can't witness this happening prior to that. Like when you came out in April 19 months ago and said that inflation was transitory. How is it that it can be transitory 1 month before, yet then you say it started then, it started now? And if your job is to forecast what is happening to this economy and to this world, to me, the person, the middle class, you have failed your job. I know why you don't want to commit to a how high versus how long. The question they ask you, how long is this going to go on, or how high do you plan on going? And you said the more important aspect is how high. Well, I know elections are in 6 days, so there's no way in hell you guys were going to go over 75 basis points. This is all priced in. So don't tell me it has an adverse effect, or you really don't take into consideration what happens to the markets. All of you guys that are watching Jerome Powell talk, just know this balancing act. It's a seesaw, okay? So it's a seesaw here. And if they go too high, okay? If they go too high on the rates, which they have been doing, this is a recession. The recession's going to hit, and you're going to be in full-blown recession if it goes too high. So they've got to keep it balanced and make sure that this inflation keeps you even keel the whole way. But once it goes too high, and they will do this, and I'll tell you when they're going to do this. This is my own honest opinion, that if it has a red wave on these elections and you put Republicans in charge, you now will then see the Democrats and the left use the Fed as a torpedo, as a missile to just bamboozle the whole thing. Because now look what you're going to go into. You're going to go into an up, what, you think 2 basis points, 3 basis points, 4 basis points? How high do you want this to go? Because it's going to go. There's no 5% inflation. Get your shit out of here. How many of you guys have had a raise this year of over 15%? Any of you? I'm asking because I'm telling you right now, you're shelling out more money than you ever have in your life. Pick a product. I don't care if it's Jack in the Box tacos, up 50%. Yes. Eggs and milk up over 100%. I'm not exaggerating here. Gas in itself. But remember what I tell you about gas, okay? This is where I have a problem with you, Jerome Powell, where you're just so fucking naive. Excuse my language because you might watch this. Excuse my language, my man. But you're so naive to think that because rent rates went up so high initially that it's okay, inflation didn't go up as high. Rent can still come down. Guess what it is? It's still up. It's still up. So if rents went all the way to $3,400 for the same 2-bedroom, whatever it was, and now it's $3,000, oh, it didn't go. Guess what? Inflation's still coming for it. Inflation's still going because you didn't do enough. You haven't done enough. You're doing the least just to get an election through because you're worried about that. So your timeline is skewed and wrong. And if you can't forecast what's coming, then what the fuck is your job? I'm asking. We'll go to the next one. Financial decisions based off of what you call it. Risk assessment and risk management. This is all what I'm talking about. You're worried about how Wall Street is going to perceive whatever the hell you're doing. This is why people check charts and check meters while you're talking. If you don't think they're correlated, if you don't think you guys are attached to the hip, you're dead wrong. You're not in it for me. You're in it for the corporate America viewpoint. You're in it for their pockets, not mine. If you cared about me, well, then you wouldn't worry about how you think wage increases are the issue. I just told you how to have a business become profitable. A business can become profitable during this time frame as if they can keep pace not only with the wage increases, but the units they sell. Because the dollar, the actual dollar at the end of it all, at the end of the rainbow, isn't worth anything. You printed too much. You bailed out too many companies. From 2007 to now, what have you done? Prolonged what's in front of you. And a crash is going to come at the expense of who? Voters? Voters because we vote in somebody else. We don't like an 82-year-old man who sniffs people's hair all goddamn day and has a deadbeat for his son. Yeah, I said it. And that's not who I'm voting in, right? But guess what? I'm looking at this from your viewpoint. You are held to a different standard. You're supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people. But you'd rather just let us all hang out. How is it that 50, 60, 70, and 80-year-olds, presidents of the Fed, need to be reminded that they need to uphold the most highest standard of personal belief and behaviors? Well, we all sat down and we all agreed that we need to revote and recommit ourselves to conducting ourselves the highest standard. When did you decide that? When you're a public official? Shit, you could do that as city council, let alone president of the Fed. They all better be acting on the up and up. But no, not you. Not you. You just pass it off to the next guy. I know. There's nothing going on here. There's no insider trading going on. These guys aren't making millions and millions based off the information. You're absolutely out of your mind. For you to put out a line out there to say this is an energy against war, you're a fucking lost soldier. Those increases on gas well before anything ever happened in Ukraine. This was all based off of what we do here. The Green Bill, the denying of permits, local and federal permits for all drilling, no fracking. You can go, the list can go on and on and on why energy costs more. Don't tell me it's inflation. Don't do that. Tell me it's AOC and her whole group telling you that there's an infrastructure for, I don't know, electric vehicles when there's not. You want to build something that doesn't exist. You just can't have people just shut down oil refineries and be like, you know what? It's all good. This is why the price is increasing, because somebody overseas that has no bearing on what I do and I decide, period. But now I'm forced to do what? Be friends with Saudi Arabia, be friends with Iran, be friends with the Middle East because you don't want to produce stuff here. I would rather cut off this whole world on all energy fronts and be self-sustaining. That's what I would rather do, but you can't afford to do that. Because you don't have the votes and you don't have the lobbyists and you don't have anything. Why? Because the US dollar is going to be worth a lot, right? It is. You keep doing what you're doing, keep increasing rates, US dollar is worth everything. Well, then get used to doing things in the US. Make everything US made and figure it out, because no one is going to be able to afford the conversion rate that is. That's the problem. You're doing things for a corporate dollar, not for my US dollar. There's a big difference. There's corporate dollars and then there's my dollar. And my dollar matters to me. That's why you will never have my vote. That's why you can't pass this bullshit to me. You want to talk about rents going down? What are you talking about? Commercial rents? Is that it? You're talking about commercial buildings and people renting out buildings? Guess what these guys are doing? The people. They're fighting with the number one company in the world, Apple, to say, guess what? I'm going to be a stay-at-home employee. I'm going to be at home doing things on the internet, doing it on Zoom with the new technology we have in front of us. Why are we so advanced, but you're so far behind? Why is it that we could see inflation coming before you ever did? Did you never go shop at the store? Did you never go put gas in the tank? Did you not feel it well before it ever happened? How the fuck could you guys not know that the pandemic and printing out billions and billions, trillions of dollars was not going to have this adverse effect on the economy, period? All right, I'll stop because that's exactly where you're at. What's the next thing you said? Something stupid. Employment. You know what, Powell? Jerome Powell? I have worked in the industry of employment since my 20s. Yes. On the opposite side. Right? So I'm on the team. I was a senior sales executive for recruitment advertising. I'm the guy you come talk to if you want to hire somebody. Hey, Marantz, I need to hire somebody. How can I advertise for it? No worries, I got this. We're going to do TV, we're going to do online, we're going to do print. We have these conversations. And do you know what the flow was? You had to learn as a salesman of this advertising space, you had to learn everyone's budget. You had to learn why they would hire, when they would hire, what were the factors in hiring. So you can't tell me, jackass, it's November, and you're going to tell me because there's job openings, right, to you, and then there's what? There's not a lot. There's able bodies. It's the lowest percentage point it's ever been, blah, 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 all this bullshit. Hey, jackass, it's seasonal hiring period. So when everyone's out here hiring for the season, yes, these next 2 months, and then you have an election season on top of that, and then comes January, and everybody rolls around with their fiscal budgets, and they pump it right back in because they want to get bigger for the growth that they have. Oh, no, wait a minute. We have to factor in inflation, right? We have to factor in wage increases. Are we going to do this? At what point do you put a cap on the number? At what point can we not grow? And why? Because they are related. Because they do hold hands. Because when you take corporate dollars and corporate growth and they can't grow, they can't do it. You know why? Because no one's investing in America. No one's investing in the actual infrastructure of America. They're investing in a market. Yes, in an American market they're investing in, and that's where they want to make money. That's it. They're not trying to build something. There's only one motherfucker out here trying to build something. Ryan Cohen, Larry Chang, Alan Adel, you, me, the next GameStop investor. We're trying to build shit in a market where nobody wants you to build anything. They're trying to make money off of offerings and trying to pay off debt that they can't fucking afford. 15% loans, 12% loans, and they're telling you it's a good thing. These are good investments. This is how you invest. This is how you survive. It's all bullshit. You ever been broke in your life? I've been broke plenty of times, and I have the most money I've ever had in my fucking life right now. Do you know why? Because the last time I was broke, I remember what it tasted like. I remember what it felt like, and I didn't like it. I said, never again. Never again am I going to overextend myself. Never again am I going to buy a car I can't afford. Never again am I going to get something just because it looks good. I'm going to fucking grind. And then when it's time to pounce, as you all will say, then I fucking pounce. But a bullshit ass Fed and bullshit senior staff, you got them all there, guys, in the White House, you name it. They're on the fucking lawn right there, everywhere in DC. And guess what? They're all saying the same thing. How are we going to make money off of this downturn? How do we all make money off of this shit? And then it's people like me who sit here and go, what the fuck are they talking about? Employment? I hire people every fucking year. And do you know what happens? I get all these guys who are not suit, right? They're like, they have no experience. They're ready to grind. And you know what I look for? I look for the guy. This is what I really look for when I look. I look for a guy or a girl, does not matter. I go, okay, have they been through some shit? Have they gone through life? Are they in hard times right now? That motherfucker's going to show up to work. That dude knows what it's like to be in an unemployment line and not be able to get there and get there and get there and get there. Like, fuck, I can't get a job. I can't find a job. The next job you find is a forever job. And why? Because you want it that bad. Because you don't want to be here paying $7 a gallon for gas and for a jackass on TV to be like, yeah, it's only because we got to get tighter and, we didn't see it coming. You didn't fucking see it. How come I can see it coming? I want a bag of Doritos for $3 more. Oh, those are the luxuries in life. My bad. How about my light bill this year? $700 fucking dollars for electricity in the state of California? And why? To stay fresh and clean? We've all been there. We've all been in the gutter. If you're over 40 years old, if you're over 30 years old, you remember what it was. Those are lies. That is the tap dance of the fucking century. For the last 2 years, I've been watching these Fed meetings and just listening to the rhetoric of, we're going to figure it out. We don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you what's going to happen in December. I can't tell you what's going to happen next year because we're still trying to figure out how we're going to get inflation down. Inflation's 2% to you in America. Is that it? Go look around you. This world's bigger than just us. I love you guys. Every single one of you. GameStop, to me, is my way to show you what can happen in this world. I'm going to die one day. And when I do, GameStop will be better than it was the day that I got there. That's all I care about. I wish everybody the best of luck. Enjoy your investments, but know why you invest. It's not because somebody dreamed something up for you. It's not because somebody went ahead and told you this might happen or told you a lie and a trick or gave you some info that, oh, this is happening. No, it's called hard fucking work. And until you work hard And until you've been through the downswing, don't call me. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'm still here, millionaires. I'm still here.